Friday night was homecoming, and Tivy was bound to get off to a better start in the second half of their season, and Brock Billiter did that as he comes up with the interception here, setting the Antlers up in great scoring position, and they would do just that. Sophomore quarterback Carson Valverde is going to take the snap, drop back, and find Nick Pena coming right down the sideline, up the seam, into the end zone. 6-0 Antlers after a block PAT. Tivy defense playing tough again. Brady Jensky's going to come up with the loose ball here. He dives on it. Antlers take over in great field position again. This time Valverde decided he was going to do it himself. The sophomore ran it in from 7 yards out as the Antlers took their first halftime lead of the season, 13-0 over Medina Valley. Turnover theme kept going in the third quarter as David Dene is going to come up with the loose ball here as Medina Valley fumbles on the option play. Again, Tivy's offense took over in great scoring position. This time, Carson Valverde is going to do a little scramble drill, and he's going to find a busted coverage as Medina Valley left Alex Flores wide open. The kid wasn't even on the varsity roster, and he comes up with his first varsity catch is a touchdown, 20-0 Antlers. The defense would hold on and force another turnover. Preston Demery had a pick six to seal the deal. Antlers picked up their first win of the season, first district win of the season as well, 27-9 over Medina Valley.
Coach Hickman had them pegged pretty well. He knew they were going to have to start throwing the ball, and then they laid the ball on the ground, which was uncharacteristic of them. They hadn't done that, but I think we forced a lot of that, and they were really having trouble doing what they normally do. So real proud of our kids. They played extremely hard, and good things happened.
Fredericksburg had a tough test to open their district schedule. They traveled to Bernie to take on the Greyhounds, and the Hounds ran right past the Billies early, jumping out to a big lead and cruising to a 45-14 win. John Cleland had a touchdown for Fredericksburg, but it wasn't enough as the Billies dropped to 0-1.
Too many mental mistakes, and they're a great football team. They're well coached, and they do a good job, and they exploited all of our transgressions and took us to the house and to the woodshed, if you will, and put it on us. So, hopefully we can bounce back and put that one behind us.
It wasn't the start Harper fans become accustomed to, but the final result was the same as Harper stays undefeated, beating Sabinal 52-15. The Yellow Jackets kept things close in the first quarter, but Jaden Breedlove and the rushing game broke things open in the second quarter. The senior running back had 205 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. For good measure, Dylan Civils added 2 scores. Harper is 7-0 on the season and 1-0 in district play. The Longhorns now have a monster matchup with Mason this week as they travel to take on the powerhouse Punchers. Jason Faulkner had another huge night leading the Bobcats to their district opening win over Rogers 33-16. The senior went for over 200 again and had 3 touchdowns. The Bobcats led 33-0, and the Rogers didn't get into the end zone until the final minutes of the fourth quarter. The Bobcats improved to 1-0 on the season as they return home next week to welcome Lexington. The start of the second season unfortunately meant more of the same for Ingram as the Warriors' comeback efforts fell short against Marion 32-20. Ian Crinton and Ryan Bonham accounted for all 3 of the Warriors' scores as they now drop to 0-1 on the season and have a rough, long road trip this week when they travel to Lago Vista. OLH was taking on the other Medina school, the Bobcats, and the Cats took it to OLH at home 54-6. Jack Groff and Hunter Taylor weren't enough to lead the Hawks to their first home win of the season. OLH will take a much-needed bye week before they start district play in 2 weeks at Austin Veritas.